how to shoot a music video tutorial for beginners. That's what we're going to cover today. I've been busy working with a local band called the Gong Show, and they are also very well known as the best party rock band in Canada. So we just wrapped up production of recording live sessions, live off the floor, if you will. We've recorded the sessions, we've mixed them, we've mastered them, we've shot video, and we've actually shot 4 different music videos. And we shot it all in one evening. We recorded all the audio, yada, 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 and then we shot all the video in one evening. And now we're ready for it. It's been released today over on the Gong Show's channel, and now we're ready for my channel to also release the same video for the debut release of the cover of the first track is called Does Your Mother Know by ABBA. You can also check out the Gong Show's channel. I'll leave a link in the description, but you can check out, I think they're called Gong Show World. So it's just 3 words, Gong Show World. And you can click, subscribe, share, do all that nice YouTube stuff that the analytics side of things likes. And by all means, jump over to their channel, go check them out and subscribe to them, and I'll leave a link for that right here. So now that the T's and C's are out of the way, let's dive into the video. But before we do that, because we've got to get you to hang on a little bit here, before we get to that part, I'm going to give you 5 tips on what you need to put your mind around, get your mind wrapped around when it comes to shooting a music video for yourself or for somebody else. Tip number 1, you have to get it right at the source, which means you have to have some understanding of what it takes to hook your guitar up, get your band going, your drums and all that stuff, and get that signal into your DAW. And then, capture those moments, capture that recording session. Then you have to mix it. You have to master it at some level, and then you're ready for release at that point. So you got to have some kind of understanding about that. There are thousands of videos on YouTube that will help you get your production to that level. If you follow my channel, which I'm assuming you do, and if you don't, you need to subscribe right now. You can figure it out. It's not rocket science. It takes passion, a lot of time put in, and just get it done, man. Get it done. All right. Tip number 2. Cover song licensing. This is extremely important on the YouTube platform. If you rip somebody else's song off and try to push it off as your own, that ain't gonna fly, man. That is just not gonna fly. There's different websites out there, karaoke websites, etc., but that's licensed music to the artist, somebody else, and rightfully so. The workaround around that is about licensing a cover song, because anybody can license a cover song. There's a right way to do it. There's a wrong way to do it. I will get into the right way to do it in a later video. I think I've prefaced that in some of my earlier videos as well, but it's quite a process to do that, but it's super cheap to get it done. You got to do it right. And this video is all about just tips. So tip number 2 is covering that licensing aspect of it. So once you do register and license that right to reproduce that music, then you can release it and get paid for it via YouTube, via iTunes, via Amazon, Spotify, Deezer, all those. There's a bunch of different platforms you can do that on. Tip number 3, lighting and room dressing. I can't stress how important that this point is in regards to what your room looks like. You can have the best audio performance that you've ever put out and produced, But if you marry that into a very poorly lit room, then you tend to, by nature, we listen with our ears to audio. But when it comes to a video, we listen with our eyes. And if your room is poorly dressed and poorly lit, that audio that you really want to put forth in your music, you want that to be front and center, it's not going to matter what that sounds like, because we consume video with our eyeballs. And that's a huge one. So even in this small setting, when I talk about room dressing, so you're going to shoot a music video, and behind that music video, you need that room to look good. So your stage needs to look the best it can look within, budget constraints and things like that. You don't need to spend a lot of money to get this to happen. And you'll see that in later in this video. You'll see what I mean by that. Even in this room that I'm sitting in right now, in my basement studio, I've got a key light right here. I've got a side wash light over here so I don't throw shadows. I've got a bit of a shadow on this side. That's okay. I do have another light over here, but it was just too much for this video. So, and then I've got a light bulb that had just a regular bulb, hanging right there. It's just hanging, and just for a little bit of the blurriness in the back. And then I've got over kind of right here, I've got another light in the back that's dim, and then I've got the color on my walls, right? I've got my lime green guitar over there that hangs there, and one of my old band posters from the back, and a blue hue over on this side of the room. So it's important that you put those elements together. You need it to look as most interesting as you can, right? This isn't the best setup. This is just what works for me. But anyways, dress your room the best way possible. That's my tip number 3. Tip number 4, shoot as much video content as you can possibly stomach for the time frame that you've been allotted to shoot in. As I kind of prefaced the video, that we shot 4 videos in one night. It was like a 6, 7, 8 hour shoot. I can't remember exactly. It was a long process, but we got the best content that we could possibly shoot. And I'll break that down for you, how that looks. So what I did personally, because I'm a one-man operation, I get the guys, they're dressed up and they're looking their best. So, and I shoot them as solo shots, and I instruct all the band guys, and I did this right at the beginning of the shoot, right before we even pushed record. It is their job. So let's put it this way. So we're going to shoot Sean first, bass player. So my instructions to Chris, Angelo, and Kyle were to their sole purpose, their sole reason to be, because they still have to play their respective instruments, because it's all background stuff once I'm shooting the solo stuff. Their one sole directive that I gave them was, for whatever it takes, their job was to make Sean laugh, to try to almost put him out of his element, so he would laugh, because it's genuine. It's not acting, it's real. And you can capture all those moments on there. And they still have to play sort of kind of jingle jangly loose in the background. They still kind of got to be in their positions, but when my back is to them, meaning I'm shooting just this way, so to speak, Angelo behind me, he's making faces at Sean because he's getting him to laugh, and you'll see that in this video, in the production. So that's tip number 4. That's a big one, man. Just get them to have fun. All right, last tip brings us to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is really you need to control that video shoot like a boss. And when I say that, I mean you need to produce it and you need to direct it. Just like tip number 4, you got to get these guys to laugh. You got to bring out the best in them. That's, their job to play the instruments and do the audio recording. That's done. That's where they shine. Okay, so now your job as a video producer, you have to take that audio element and you have to showcase that in their acting. And not everybody is good on camera. Trust me, not everybody's comfortable on camera. So it is your sole duty, because you've got the vision of what the video outcome is going to look like. You know, you're in consultation with the band and what you want it. You throw some ideas around, but it's your vision that's going to bring that out in their entertainment value of it, I guess, if you will. So you know, bringing out the best performance in the band. So the you know, you need to bring out that energy that band captured audibly in video. So that's their you know, that just like I tied that, you know, number 4 in tip number 4 to that. Again, the sole directive is just to make them laugh, make them be real people, and that's it, right? So, and it's the hang, and that's it. 5 tips on how to shoot a music video for beginners. So I'll roll the actual official release now of "Does Your Mother Know" cover, originally recorded by ABBA, and this is the Gong Show in their finest performance captured on video. Please enjoy.
2, 3, 4. Slow down, girl, that's the way to go. Does your mother know?